Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in. Ange.
Shell.
It's that time, that special time. Guess
For
we're
podcast.
Podcast. Yep.
Okay, we are here ready to roll. Obviously,
Rock and roll.
We're super prepared.
Obviously, as we always are. Nothing
Shelly,
but
what are we
professional.
talking about today?
We're going to talk about goals and how to measure them. How do you measure
success
your
isn't
success?
always monetary.
It's not. There's lots of different ways, and we're going to talk about some of them. And I think the most interesting thing about it is it really is about you. You do have to figure out how you measure success, because how the rest of the world does it can be wildly different and not even meaningful to you.
Right.
So you do have to kind of
and it can change.
figure it. Yeah.
Depending on where you're at in your life, right?
Sure.
It's not always monetary, though.
No, not at all.
We always think success is like how much money you've made, but sometimes it's like, I just fucking got out of bed. I'm going to call that a win.
I think how that happened, how we decided money was success, was that when you are doing well, when you have money, when you are in abundance, when you're in that place, things sometimes are a lot less stressful, which makes you feel like things are better. You are more maybe calm. You're not as stressed. So I think we have this equation in our head that money means you can feel safe, you can feel secure, you can feel happy.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, and it does indeed relieve some stress. But we also know there's some people who are wildly rich monetarily who appear to be very unhappy. So I don't think it's a necessary 100% formula for happiness.
Agreed.
I think it can create stress too. Money can create stress.
Yeah, I think that couples, the most common thing that's fought over is money.
Yep.
Right?
Especially if you're not on the same page with what you do with your money, how you acquire it, how you save it, how you spend it.
Money's just a value metric.
It
right?
is.
That's what Sue says. It's a value. It's one commodity.
Yeah.
But there's lots of different kinds of commodities.
Yeah. And I mean, who doesn't want to feel financially secure? I mean, I'm sure we all do. But I know personally for me, because I became financially stable a while back, that in the beginning, it feels really good and really new and different and safe and secure. And as time goes on, you don't feel that as much. It becomes your baseline. So then you're back to, what are the things that are satisfying? How do I feel successful beyond just where my finances are?
Right.
Because it has to change.
So there are things in our character that can make us feel successful, like achieving something, like learning a language or running a marathon or
learning how to do something,
getting an award. Those kind of things can be successful, or having a solid marriage, or being a good mom or grandma, or there's lots of different ways to measure your success. Success can be, I have time to do what I want.
Yeah.
Because I've built a life that lends me to do that.
Yes. Success can be, I can be semi-retired. I don't have to work like a dog anymore. Success can be, I like to go on vacation this many times a year and have built in my vacation and relaxation time. It can be a physical goal, like I'm going to climb this mountain. It can be an emotional goal, like I'm going to learn how to deal with certain people in my life. So I think it's a pretty big ballpark out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why doing like a self-assessment on what's important to me, what matters to me, and how do I achieve these things. It's all things you have to put effort into.
Totally.
It is. And a lot of times I don't think we make real big goals instead of biting them off in little bite-sized chunks. Sometimes we make this huge, like not achievable goal, and then we feel bad when we don't hit it.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Or if we're not being super successful in one category, we can feel like a failure overall.
Right.
So you have to be careful with
How you're measuring it.
how you're measuring it and how you feel about what you're accomplishing in any category. Because if you feel like a failure monetarily, that can bleed over into everything.
Yeah.
So, or if you're successful monetarily, but it means that you don't have any time with your loved ones.
Yeah. Trade off.
Or yeah, it's like you're trading time for money. Like
Yeah.
most of us are trading time for money,
Yeah. Absolutely.
right? A lot of us don't have residual income. I'm working on building that, but that passive income where you don't have to trade money for time or time for money
Yep.
is like, isn't that the goal?
Yeah.
But if you're wildly successful financially, you might not have time to spend with the people that matter to you. I consider one of my biggest successes the network of humans I have in my life.
Hmm.
So the people that I get to spend time with because I've curated that really carefully um, is what I consider my biggest success.
Yeah.
And the money that I earn helps me spend time with those people. Like we're going to Europe this is it summer? Is
Spring,
May? Spring
May,
or
like
summer?
end of
Yeah.
spring, beginning of
Anyway,
summerish.
this year we're going to Italy, possibly Spain, possibly Greece. I'm
Yeah.
going to Prague. That to me feels like success
Right.
because for me, travel is my highest value. Like if
Yeah.
I want to spend something, if I want to spend money, I want it to be on either the people that I care about or on travel
Yeah.
because I
Mine
love
is
travel.
experiences. I like real life experiences, usually with my friends and family. And so a lot of times travel just happens to work
Yeah.
into those
I
because
just like
it's
seeing all
fun.
the cultures of the world. Like I
Yeah.
like trying the food. I like seeing the art that they create. Like how do they behave differently than
I like
the other
seeing how
places
other
I've
people
seen?
live
Yeah.
in other places, how it's
What are their
different.
markets like? Like I one of the things I loved in Cape Town, South Africa was the markets were so different from anything here.
Hmm.
And it was just really cool to see like there's like little grandmas sitting there crocheting stuffed animals, which I bought one for two of my grandkids, one each for two of my grandkids, because I was watching her make them. And
Yeah.
it was like, and
Core
they had
memory.
spices that were in grinders for like 40 cents American. I was like, can you even get the container for that? And they're super good.
Yeah.
So seeing those little, and they'll let you try things. They'll let
Hmm.
you taste things.
It's like an
Like
old world market.
seeing those open markets there were really cool. That I think Cape Town and Bilbao, Spain had a really cool open
Mhm.
market too.
Yeah. I think like one thing we do when we're kind of making, like, we talked in the last episode a little bit about vision boards, or where
Hmm.
you're planning, like you have an idea in your head and you're like, I want to achieve this goal, I'm going to plan it out. And something I read a long time ago, which is real helpful, is you work backwards from the goal. Like if the goal is, I want to be in Italy in May of 2026. You start with that at the top, and then you go back and you take each step that it took to get there. And that's how you figure it out, like how you're going to get there. You have to deconstruct it backwards. And then that gives you the keys to, okay, now how do I tweak this to make these achievable so I'm there by that date? So I've found that method can be very helpful, and it can work like in a group goal, it can work in a personal goal. So I like that one a lot. But the thing that that does is it breaks down the huge goal, because you can't just go
Mm.
from point A to point
Yeah, you've got
Z.
to figure out what bite of the elephant is happening next, right?
Yeah. And that's what I think where people set themselves up for failure. I'm going to use weight loss because that's one that almost everybody who's tried it one time can relate to. You're like, in your head, you're like, I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. And the thing is it might have taken you 10 years to gain 50 pounds
Right, but you want to lose 50 pounds in two
in
weeks.
2 weeks or in a month or 2 months, even, or even 6 months.
Hmm.
And that is huge. And what it takes, if you looked at what it really takes, it's not just, I'm going to change how I eat and I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. Some people, they can do that. They can say, I'm going to change how I eat. I'm going to eat 1,200 calories a day and I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. Some people can do that. Most of us can't. It's not
I'm not
sustainable.
that friend.
It's not realistic. And there are some people who can quit smoking
Well, I
cold turkey.
could,
There's some that
but I don't
can't.
choose to spend my time that way.
Right.
I
Or
shouldn't say I
can
can't
you
do
live with
that.
it?
I could do it if that was my ultimate priority was to get
But you know how much
ripped or
time,
whatever, but
effort, and
that's
everything goes
not
into
where
that.
I choose to spend my time. And am I fluffy because of it? Sure. Do I care? Not so
But that's
much.
the thing about defining your goals is you
Yeah.
figure out like what is important to you. If you want to put on blinders and only eat 1,200 calories a day and go to the gym 5 times a week, and you have to do that and you hit that goal in 6 months, will you be able to sustain it though? Are
Well,
you
it's
willing
also,
to commit to that lifestyle
you've
forever?
said this before, and this has landed hard for me. Saying yes to something is saying no to something else. So if I
Exactly.
say yes to going to the gym 5 times a week, I'm now in turn saying no to things 5 days a week
Yeah.
because the time that I was spending doing one thing is now going to have to be reprioritized to go to the gym, which no hate, obviously, no hate against the gym. That's just not where I choose to spend my time.
Well,
And if
yeah.
I choose to do physical activity, I'm going to do it within my home or maybe go to the gym once a week or whatever it is. Like you get to decide that.
I
But
find
if I'm saying yes to the gym, I'm saying no to something else.
and also it's about things being real and sustainable. Is 5 times a week at the gym real and sustainable for you?
For
Maybe it
some people,
is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you really enjoy it and love it. Now, what we could do, because I'll go, no, I don't want to, I don't have time. I can't do 5 times a week, but maybe I can do 1 time a week. Sustainable.
mhm,
And me going to the gym 1 time a week would still be way more than I used to go. And people downgrade that though. They think it's not important. And the thing about real changes and hitting real goals is sometimes they're smaller than you think.
yeah,
And they will
those
have all
micro adjustments add up over time.
absolutely. So I think a lot of times we get impatient and we overestimate and put ourselves out there into something that was never going to work, that we were never going to be able to sustain. Then we feel like failures and like none of it mattered and none of it worked. And we give up on the whole thing.
Right.
And all you really need to do is go back and readjust your sales and say, okay, 5 times a week is not doable, but I could do two.
Yeah.
That really is doable.
And
I
to
can do
say
that,
forever to me is like, then if you fuck up once, my brain works like, well, I didn't do it forever. So now I'm just going to stop doing it completely.
right? And that's how most of us
You
work.
have to be careful
We have a
with that.
very all or nothing mentality. And we also think if we failed a tiny portion of a goal, that we failed the whole thing and we need to throw the whole thing out. And we're just losers and we couldn't do that.
Just because you dent the truck doesn't mean you have to total it.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. You can regroup. And as humans, we're not really great at that
Mm-mm.
sometimes. And it's like taking the small wins. By the way, on your way to 50 pounds, what if you lose 25 pounds and maybe that's all you lose? Maybe
That's still 25
that's
pounds.
25 pounds you wouldn't have lost. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean you failed. You didn't hit the 50 goal, but you hit a 25 pound.
Or if you want to make $1 million this year and you don't hit a million, but you hit 250,000, like, fuck yeah, dude. High five. That's
Yeah, it
awesome.
is a lot about reframing how you interpret your success. And a lot of it is very much in how you define that goal.
Yeah.
And so it's important. We need to spend more time defining our goals and not just throw them out there willy nilly and saying, I'm going to be a millionaire in 2 years. Like, how did you get there? It's that working backwards. Is it
Mm,
attainable? Can you do it? Maybe when you work out your thing, you see, oh, that's not realistic, but 5 years is. Can I make this sustainable and do it for 5 years
yeah,
instead of two? Sustainability, that's why change is hard. That's why getting certain goals are hard because unwiring, hardwiring in your brain and in your habits is super challenging and hard to do.
it is
And
because we're creatures of habit.
we are.
And once we're in a way of doing things, it is very hard to teach us to get out of there for any extended period of time.
And giving yourself grace and patience,
Hmm.
we're not always great at that. And we think other people are judging us harshly, but usually we are our harshest judge. We usually are so much harsher on ourselves or harder on ourselves than other people are.
Totally.
And honestly, it doesn't matter what they think.
It doesn't.
It
I mean,
does
I'm
matter what
working
you
on that.
think.
I am a serial people pleaser. Um, I, I, um, I tend to put others' needs in front of me. I'm trying to hang that cape up. I'm trying real hard, but it's hard.
It is.
When you've been doing it for 52 years, trying to appease everybody, to all of a sudden say, no, fuck that. I'm going to do it this way. And I don't
And
care.
not get pushed back because you will.
Well, because I see people that can just like speak up for themselves and like set boundaries super strongly, but I don't dislike them for it. It's like I worry a lot about people not liking me. This is something that's been a recurring theme for me.
Mhm.
And when I see other people not doing that, but they're still likable, it's like, God, I wish I had more of that.
I prefer I mean, I think in everybody's world, almost all of us kind of would prefer if everybody just liked us. Like maybe that would be easier if everybody just did. And I found out a long time ago that I had to let go of that because for me to be authentically me, there's a certain amount of people who are going to love that and be very drawn to it. And there's just a certain amount of people who aren't going to like that.
Yeah.
And it's nothing about me. You being authentic to yourself, if you're really going to be true to yourself, you have to accept that X amount of people will like you
Yep.
and just X amount of people won't.
Yep.
And that is okay. And that's the hardest part, I especially think for women.
Hmm.
And especially if you're in any kind of caretaker role, if you take care of your parents, if you take care of your partner in life, if you take care of kids or grandkids or friends, if you're in that role, it's hard to think that somebody might not like us. But it is a reality that to be true to yourself, because I'll tell you, you cannot be everything to everyone. You
Nope.
just can't. You can't
Well,
do it.
and then I get judged for being too people pleasy. So
Yeah.
because there are people that are like, stand up for yourself, like da da da, like they're not liking that I'm people pleasing. So in turn, me trying to overly please them is actually working against me, and that it's
Yeah.
just it's so fucked. And it's like it's hard to change, getting a, what is it, leopard to change its spots or
Yeah.
something. It's real hard to change that,
Yeah.
and it's a work in progress, and it's okay if you can't do it overnight.
It is
Like, and only
uncomfortable.
do it if you want to.
Yeah. It's
Like,
uncomfortable. Get
yeah,
accepting of the fact that things can feel uncomfortable because they can, especially when you're going to make a change. And the first time you let it go and you don't run around and try to fix yourself to be liked by someone, it's rough. And it goes against every instinct that you have because your instinct is to run around and try to be this thing that they want
some
or do
people
the
it's
thing.
not. Some people just don't give a shit what people think about them.
Yeah, well, they've went through that maybe early on. Maybe there's something that they did that where they didn't have to be that way. They just were like, I'm going to be me.
Well, I love that for them.
And I love that for them too. But it took me a while to learn it. And I notice when I do it now, it is off putting to some people. Like when I just go out there and I'm like, here I am. This is unapologetically me. I'm going to stand my ground. This is my belief system. Here I am. Uh, it was it was a lot harder 20 years ago. It's not hard at all now.
Right.
I've accepted that some people aren't going to like me. And then I thought, you know what? I don't like everybody. I don't like everybody. And
For
it doesn't
sure.
mean they're a bad person. Sometimes it's just like, well, they're not my cup of tea, you know?
Maybe I want the people that I like to like me, but I don't care that everybody likes me.
Yeah,
But if I like them, I want them to like me.
right.
Yeah,
And sometimes that happens and still sometimes it doesn't.
sure.
And you can still like them even if they don't like you. You can still enjoy being around them or whatever. It's kind of if they don't like you and you're being authentically you, then that's their problem. You know, you can't fix everybody.
Right.
And that's like in this, circling back to goal setting, part of goal setting is having a really good sense of self and you really picking out what are the things that really matter to you because that is how you're going to measure your success.
Well, you want to make sure that any goal you set is actually attainable by you.
Yeah, and that it's
Like if
something
I
that
say I'm going to
matters.
get down to 120 pounds, my body's not built like that.
Yeah,
Like even when I was a size zero, I was like 160 pounds. So I would have to start losing limbs or organs. Like I had no
I don't
body fat.
recommend that.
And it's like, what, like if I wanted to do that, it's not attainable. It's
Right.
just not.
Yeah.
And it's harder to lose weight when you're older. So I mean, I'm just using weight loss because that's something that a lot of people can identify with.
Yeah.
But if I set my goal to be 120 pounds, it's not attainable and I'm setting myself up to fail.
Right.
If I set my goal as I'm going to make a 7-course meal every single night for dinner, not attainable. If I set my goal that I'm going to go to Europe once a month, not attainable. If I set myself up that I'm going to go to the gym twice a day forever and ever, not attainable. So make sure whatever your goal is,
Yeah.
that it's something that you personally can attain.
And
So you're setting yourself up to succeed.
there are ways that
Yeah.
you can figure that out. Like, okay, so what you're saying when you say I want to weigh 120 pounds. So what does that actually mean?
Like, why?
Why do you want to weigh 120 pounds? Is it in your mind that's a low BMI and you know that that's a size blank, fill in the blank, and this and that? And that's why you want to do it, because there are ways to figure out what your ideal body weight actually is. There are things you can do. There are tests that they can do. You can go to a nutritionist. They can
Mhm.
do in body tests that measure what would be ideal for you. And it's not going to be 120 pounds. They might come back and say it's 155 pounds and here's how you do it.
Mhm.
And that's what it is it's quizzing yourself on, did I ask the right question? Like, did I create the right goal based on this correct set of data? If my goal is I want to be healthy, I want to have a healthy BMI, and I want to have this percentage of muscle, you can figure that out. Now, they have
Mhm.
ways to figure that out, and I can guarantee you it's not going to say 120 pounds.
Yep.
So it's about when you get that idea in your head, it's like, okay, now how can I research this? How do I find out what this is and if it is attainable? Or how do I make it attainable?
Mhm.
And all this takes time. Like, this is the thing. A lot of times when we want to change, it's an impulse. We're
Well,
like, I want to change now.
haven't they disproven that it takes 21 days to create a habit?
Yeah, it's much
That's
longer than
it's
that.
been disproven
Yep.
because for years it was like if you do something for 21 days straight, it is now a habit and it is now ingrained in who you are. But they've just I can't remember what the
They've
new
changed
data
it.
is.
I think the new data shows that there's different time periods for different kinds of goals.
Yeah.
Some of them, like if it's a nutrition change, it's X amount. If it has like variance. Like if it's a mental thing that's been ingrained in you, those are really hard to undo. I know when I've learned a song a certain way and it goes into my muscle memory, if I have to learn a new version of the song or
Yeah.
sing a different part, it is so hard to unwire what I put to memory. So you have to give yourself grace and understand, especially as we get older, it can take us longer to undo those old
Yeah.
things. And your brain capacity and how you take in information and disseminate it and learn it and put it back out there, it's different. So you
Well,
have to try different ways.
and you also have to think of if you're setting a goal um, to hit a certain something. Let's say you want to drink a gallon of water a day. It's like, well, how much are you drinking right now?
Mhm.
If it's 8 ounces, a gallon is a real lofty goal. Or I want to go to the gym every day for 6 months. It's like, well, how much are you going now? You're not going at all. It's very unlikely that you're going to hit 7 days a week for 6 months. Or
Yeah.
if I want to make a $500,000 a year, well, how much are you making now? 40,000? That's a
Humans
big
just
fucking
don't,
goal.
we don't human that way,
Yeah.
but we
So you have
do
to make
want it.
sure it's like, well, how much are you doing now?
Right.
And if you're not doing any of it, then you might want to meter that
A lot of
expectation.
it is about being
Not that you
realistic.
can't do it, but it's going to take a lot
Yeah.
for me to go from like if I was making 40,000 a year to make 500,000, that's a huge jump.
Yep.
And I better have the action and the tools to make it happen.
And the dedication
Yeah.
and the time
Yeah.
and the effort. Effort equals results.
Mhm.
And you're always going to have to put effort in. And I think humans, we tend not to take into account all the things we're really doing, how much energy and effort really goes out. If you are in a relationship, if you have kids, if you have grandkids, if you're a caretaker for someone, if you have a full time job, maybe you have two jobs, X amount of time is already gone. So, how much of your time beyond that, you have to factor in how much time it takes to sleep, how much do you sleep. You might only have 4 hours a day where you can put it to something else.
Yeah.
Like,
If that.
if that. So you have to really be much more focused on what's real for me. Maybe it's literally you have 15 minutes a day that you can try to build a new habit. And you can do
Mhm.
that in 15 minutes. It's about making these smaller goals and building them up instead of having huge goals that you're just setting yourself up to fail.
Well, something my mentor teaches is you can only hit 3 categories each day. And I can't remember what all the categories are, but it's like you can spend time with friends, you can work on your business, you can do spiritual, you can exercise, you can spend time with family, you can sleep. So that's
Mhm.
always going to be one of them. So, like, there's these different categories, but you can't do all of them every day.
No,
Like,
there's
you
not
got to
enough
pick
time.
3 a day. So, it's like if you're going to exercise and work and sleep,
That's your three.
that's your 3. Like, you don't get more. It's
Yeah.
like the spoons, right?
Yeah.
You only have so many spoons. So if we're trying to do all of the categories, and I'm sorry, Sue, I don't remember what they all are, But if you're trying to do all the categories, you can't. You have to pick 3 because you're not going to do any of them well
Yep.
if you try to do, like, if I'm trying to spend time with Shelly and spend time with my mom and do work and go to church and clean my house, like, there's no fucking
You don't
way.
do it with quality. You
It's
might
not.
get them all in, but none of them are going
Yeah,
to
I'll
be
spend 5 minutes
great.
with you, 5 minutes. It's like, it's just not realistic.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's another thing, like, something I've started doing is because I'm a woman and I have X amount of guilt built in, if I look around my house and it's messy for 2 days in a row or 3 days or a week, if I will dwell on that and it will eat on me. It'll kind of get at me a little bit. And I have started a thing where I list off to my husband the things that I did do
mm,
today. Like,
love that.
because I think I'm doing nothing. I always think if I didn't do all of the house cleaning and all the laundry and everything that needed to be done, that I haven't done anything. So I'll go to him and go, you know what? I billed 6 hours at work today and I went and did the grocery shopping and I came home and did a load of clothes.
Yeah,
And I said, but I felt like I did nothing. He goes, and he always says, well, that's a lot.
yeah,
You did a lot. Like, so I like getting that reinforcement from him because sometimes if we didn't do the big thing, we discount and discredit all the things
totally,
we did do that
totally.
did take time, that did take energy, that did take effort, that did take away some of our spoons, that probably did hit 3 different categories. Some of us every day, 5 days a week, work might be one of our categories. It's taking up one of the 3, which means you only have 2 others you can
Yeah.
do that day. So time management and life management. If
And throw neurodiversity into it.
Yeah, yes,
It's
we aren't
like I'm setting
graceful.
myself up to fail. But
We aren't
you
graceful
just
with
have to
ourselves.
celebrate those wins. Like you're saying, you tell Phil, like, these are the things I did, because that is cementing to you that you have been productive in
Yeah,
whichever way you have chosen
I
for
have
that
days
day.
where I tell him what I did today is I got up and made coffee. I went and sat in the recliner chair with the dogs and we watched 2 movies. And he says, "Good, you relaxed,
Yeah.
you refueled, and now
He's
you're."
real smart.
He is. He goes, and now you're ready to tackle tomorrow. You need downtime. Downtime is a real thing that you need. Some days you need to do nothing. And give yourself permission to have those
At
days and
Grace.
don't feel guilty about it. I love my Chihuahua coffee movie day.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is. So, what an interesting topic once again.
Yeah.
We're on a roll.
Gosh, just ask us.
Just ask us. So now it is time for our rapid fire questions. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So, Angie, you're going to have one of those totally relaxing, recharging days.
Mm,
Tell me what that looks like. How do you recharge?
how do I recharge? Um, oh, how should I or how do I?
How do you?
I do. I will stay cozy and maybe scroll some social media, do something that makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably bake something because even though that's a task, it feels
Relaxing.
incredibly rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
I might read, I might watch some TV, I might hang out with a friend,
Mm-hmm.
I might invite Shelly over and we're just going to
Have a
drink
bottle of
coffee and
wine
a bottle of wine.
or a bottle of wine.
Yeah, whatever I
Yeah,
want to do.
I love it.
I like having days where there are no pressure, and they're very rare for me. Like, I usually do some form of productivity um every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay too, because sometimes that is what makes us feel good,
Mhm.
is we produced something.
Okay, Shelly, if you were going to get a fourth dog that was not a Chihuahua,
I can't even imagine it.
what breed would you
I
want?
have had other breeds. Uh, oh my goodness, this is rough, guys. I like smart little dogs. I would stick with little dogs. I've had
Mhm.
my big dog era and it's over because I can pull my shoulder out. So I would get another little dog. I kind of think I think corgis are adorable.
I thought you were going with corgi. That was going to be my guess.
Corgis are adorable and I like the little Jack Russell Terriers. I think those are super cute and very high energy. So it's just a fantasy. I'll probably never get one. Phil won't let me, but I think they'd be fun.
It would be fun.
They would be.
I love it.
Okay. So Angie, I'm gonna go. I sometimes I just have to copy you and say, what would your next dog be?
You already asked me a non-food one,
Did I ask
but
you a non-food one?
yeah.
I did.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wait,
I'll
switch
answer
her
that.
up.
My next dog would be a corgi.
Ah,
That's a quick answer.
maybe we have little corgi twins.
Little corgis are so fucking.
Maybe that's our
I'm
goal.
allergic to them
Let's
now.
start writing backwards from us both having.
I think I'm allergic to
corgi.
them now. I'm allergic to most dogs.
Do they have to live with me and then I bring it over? And do I get two?
Hmm.
Do I get two corgis in this scenario?
Maybe.
I love it.
Okay, Shelly, would you rather?
Oh, it's a would you rather.
It's a would you rather. Would you rather rock a bag of Doritos or a bag of Cheetos? That was a delayed startle reaction.
It's so hard because they both are cheesy. You can get cheesy. You know what? Right now, if I could have the taco flavored Dorito, I love that. It's
You
not.
mean the nacho cheese one?
No, there's a taco flavored Dorito. It's not at every store, right, people? If you can find it, it's a rare find. But the taco seasoned flavored Dorito, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Okay, I'm going to have to find it. Or you could bring me some with a
Okay.
Waddle of Bind and we can relax.
Let's do that.
That's a great idea.
I like the idea of spending that as very important and meaningful time together.
Totally. All of our time together is meaningful and rewarding.
It is.
You guys, thank you so much for listening. It means the world to us that you've chosen to hang out with us today. If you have a moment, if you can give us a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe, a follow, all of those things. And most importantly, the 5-star review, wherever you're listening. It helps push us out to more people.
It does.
So thank you so much. And we hope you have a great rest of your day. Ciao.
Ciao. That's it for today's dose of midlife mischief on Hot Flash Chronicles. Thanks for listening and letting us overshare.
If you laughed, nodded along, or shouted same at any point, hit that subscribe button and share us with your favorite humans. And remember, we're still hot, just in flashes.